And like magic, here we are at Watford Junction train station. So we're gonna go in, pick up our ticket, and get to Birmingham. So we are going to be stopping at Birmingham International. That's our nearest. So that'd be platform 6. Let's figure it out. That thing is moving. That was moving very, very quickly. That was faster than the Acela for sure. And our train's late, but you can't complain. You're standing out here. It's a nice sunny day. Wait for our train. Well, we made it. We are in Birmingham. So now we have to find our way out of here somehow. Let's figure it out. Right, the booth, the information booth, which is an automated touchscreen at the station, was no good, no use, but the police at the train station were. They've directed me down this way, which is where we'll go, to try and find my hotel. Now, I'm pretty early for the hotel, so I'm not sure they're going to let me check in, but I can at least dump my bags and head on over for the conference. Right, found the Hilton Raheem, R-A-H-E-E-M. See if they'll let us check in. Pretty early still. Let's see if they'll let us check in and get over to the conference. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to dump my bags and do it all later, which is not ideal.
So the room is not ready.
Okay.
So the room wasn't ready, but I came up to the conference. Anyway, we can have this
Okay, we've made it into the conference. I got my pass here. Platinum pass, baby. And let's go see what that affords us. Wow. Already I have to tell you that this is far better laid out and more professional, more branding, more high end than anything I've seen on the political right in a very, very long time. These are cool. These are the Reform Party football kits, football jerseys, as the Americans say. And I actually have 4 that have already arrived in DC. And so what this is sort of the exhibitor space. You'll have lots of different groups. You've got a lot of media here, groups, think tanks, all that kind of stuff. And they will sponsor being here to help underwrite the conference. Media filing center over there. Quite a lot of people already milling around here, given the fact that the real big day of the conference is tomorrow. But yeah, giving you sort of an inside peek at how these things go down. Here you've got a bunch of different stands for the different regions of the United Kingdom. So if you're a member for any particular region, you can go and find your... Now I haven't walked around here yet, so I'm learning as you are. But you can go and find your region. And up on the this one, there's a little handmade sign that says, "Rayner has resigned." And what that means is, in case you weren't aware, this morning the deputy leader of the Labour Party, Britain's Labour Party, resigned. Keir Starmer's number 2 in power resigned over a housing tax scandal. I actually couldn't tell you all the specifics off the top of my head, but we are covering it on the National Pulse today. But regardless of when you're watching this, Angela Rayner has resigned. It's actually quite a big deal. It's just sort of another one of these signs that Britain's Labour government is already collapsing, having only been elected into office last year. It's a little breakout area for events. Ooh, food. Now I haven't eaten today, so we might have to mess around with some food. There's a tractor, of course. How could you have a conference without a tractor? Ooh, burgers, dogs, and fries. Very American. We actually did want to do a Butterworth's restaurant pop-up like this here this year, but we were not finding it very easy to discuss that with the conference organisers. And I am a very impatient man.
Nigel Farage will be on the main stage in 5 minutes at 1 p.m.
All right, so that's a call to say that the party leader, Nigel Farage, my old boss, will be on the main stage in 5 minutes.
Yes.
There's a lot of people now that I don't recognise at these things. People getting interviewed, and these are councillors and influencers and things like this that have been, I guess, in the 10 years that I've been away, making their way to their own fame in the political scene here. The long walk to the main stage. You're going through to get another anti-run here. Hopefully we should be there soon. So you might be asking yourself, if you've never been to a political conference or anything like that, what is the point? Is it just to come and watch some speeches in person, to get your boobs signed or something? And that applies to the men as well as the women. No, the point predominantly, I find, is to meet like-minded people. And, there's exchange of best practice and information and friend-making and alliance-making and, just so many things can come out of these events. I went to the Conservative Party conference for just about, I don't know, 6-7 years.
Here we go.
So we finally got in.
Together, the Conservative Party are riven. In fact, the deep Doris said overnight, the Conservative Party are dead. Deservedly so. Deservedly so. And they will not be forgiven. They will not be forgiven for their betrayals over the course of the last 5 years. Mass migrations, illegal immigrants crossing the channel, sky-high taxes, and much else for election. And we will take that seriously as we get ready to have a mayoral candidate so that we can beat Sadiq Khan next time.
So we're here at the Reform Party conference. Let's get a live reaction to that speech from a totally impartial character who appears to be eating while we try to speak to him. It's Andy Wigmore. Andy, what did you think of that speech?
Well, that's exactly what people wanted to hear. It's not just professionalising the party, it's not preparing for government. They have a plan, and I think that's quite important. You just saw the reaction from the crowd when Nigel outlined what's going to happen over the next few years, and I think it's incredible. He's picked on subjects which everyone is concerned about. The difference with it in Nigel and any other political figure, Nigel talks the language that they think of but cannot actually articulate, and he's absolutely nailed it. It's just incredible to watch that. I'm really pleased. Definitely something that is going to send this lot away with a spring in their step. Well done, Nigel. Well done, Nigel.
The most important question, Andy, is where are we getting a pint?
Come on.
So, on the way out of Nigel Farage's speech, I met Alex, who is a viewer of the War Room from here in the United Kingdom, from Wales, in fact. Alex, thank you for being here. Your thoughts on the conference so far and the leader's speech?
Yeah, big fan of the War Room. So, yeah, thanks, Raheem. Good to meet you. Speech was fantastic, very timely. Nigel brought it forward because of the announcement about Angela Rayner. So, I think that was very timely that he came on, strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. But myself and a good friend came to this conference last year. I would say it's probably 5-6 times as big as it was last year. So I think that shows the direction of travel. There's one kind of direction this country's going in at the minute, and I think reform seem like an unstoppable juggernaut right now. They really do. So, fantastic.
Coming to a political conference to a lot of people seems like a bit of a niche and nerdy thing to do.
Yeah.
What inspired you? You said you've been before. What inspired you to get involved? And what would you say to people who think it's a waste of time or too much hassle to show up at something like this?
I would say, if you care about the country you live in, if you care about your family, if you care about your community, if you care about where your hard-earned salary is going, then you should absolutely be engaged in, something like this. And if you can survey the world at the minute, especially after the last 5 years, you talk about government overreach, talk about all the mandates and draconian legislation that was brought in. There's only one option, really. And I think if you genuinely care about the future of your family and your country, then there seems to be one party who seems to represent this at the minute, and that in this country, and that would be reform. So,
lastly, is he going to win?
I think it's inevitable. Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Alex, thank you so much. Cheers. Fresh off the back of the leader's speech, and of course everybody is hungry and thirsty now. Look at the line for burgers, dogs and fries. His line goes all the way back. Between the buses and everything. So I guess I'm not going to be getting a burger, a dog or a fry at this point, but I do keep bumping into people, which is nice. Bumping into people, some I know, some I don't. Some know me from on the internet, on social media, and I'm always happy when people come up. It's always a good time. Especially happy when I'm doing it when I'm not filming, so that I have to quickly cut or break. And now I'm trying to find somewhere I can go to get a pint, because I ain't waiting in that line. I'm trying to find the Platinum Lounge. Let's find it. So the speeches are over, and now we're at all these after parties, and I'm seeing so many people that I used to know, or that I still know, I suppose, that I used to work with every single day, such as Nick Hallett here.
Hello.
Who used to work for me at Breitbart London. Nick, tell him what a horror it was.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. You were a bloody tyrant.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's packed out here. Everybody's having a good time. And we will keep going. Conference resumes tomorrow. Right, it is day 2 and the final day of the Reform Conference here in Birmingham in England. And in case you couldn't tell, I am feeling pretty worse for wear. We did sort of close down the bar last night. I didn't very get much sleep at all. Barely get my words out. And everything now smells like beer and stale cigarettes to me. So that's good. It's a good start to the day. I say start to the day. It's about 11 a.m. I've missed half the morning already. Or most of the morning. But that's what these conferences can get like. And given I haven't done one in a very long time, it was a jarring reminder. That's quite punny if you're a beer drinker. Besides that, I got to tell you, the hotel down here that's the Bushes. I didn't sleep in the Bushes, but the hotel down there that I was staying at, the Hilton Metropole in Birmingham, fairly good bar, fairly good restaurant. I'm not really talking about the quality of the food so much as just the kind of what's available in the service. Fairly good, but honestly, the rooms are absolutely dreadful. I've left the window open in mine because it's just so hot and humid in there, and there's no air conditioning because it's England. And I can't say that I'll ever stay there again, or that I could ever recommend it to any of you. If you're in the Midlands, in England, near the airport, don't stay there. However, I haven't stayed at many of these other places either. There's a Moxie right here, which doesn't look too clever to me. And then there's a Resorts World over there, which might actually be all right. I may even go and check it out later. They're supposed to have a casino in there. Maybe play a few games of blackjack or something, who knows. But in the meantime, we're walking to the conference. So on my way over here from Heathrow, I said I only took Hackney cabs, I didn't do Ubers, and as we get to the Reform conference, here is a wonderful Hackney cab, decked out in Reform Party colours, the Union flag. I think I might drive this home. We're backstage, behind the scenes here at the conference. All the tech stuff happens. This is the access nobody else gets.
Everyone involved in branches, keep yourself around.
There's the stage.
When I spoke to you last year, we were a party of some 80,000 members. But today that number, as we see when we look...
So one of the noteworthy things, and I can give you a sort of contrast from the last conference like this that I was a part of, there is a lot of walking here, which, is good for the, right? Just good. I just keep seeing people I know everywhere. It's amazing. Catching up with last night, was catching up with people all night long in the bars. People I haven't seen in 10, 15 years. That was Jack Duffin, who just gave the camera a wave. He's one of the party staff here. He used to work for me at UKIP. And yeah, back in the day, these events were not of this scale. I mean, you just look at how much walking there is to be done here, which, for a lot of the older people, I've heard a few bits of moaning about it, but, that's what happens when the party grows to such a massive scale in such a short amount of time as well, and accommodating so many people like this. There aren't that many venues in the country that can do it. I've got a lot of compliments on the jacket. Shout out to my friend Laura Nassim, who worked on the Trump campaign, who hooked me up with it. But yeah, now we're going back to the main hall, and we just spent some time backstage with party leader Nigel Farage. He's done a lot of shirt signings today. They've got these Reform jerseys. He's been signing them all morning. And we were having a chat and a catch up about how he thinks it's going. He specifically told me that his standout moment so far of the conference has been when the Labour Deputy Prime Minister resigned early yesterday morning about that tax scandal, and they had to move his speech forward, which doesn't just mean getting him up on stage faster, it means changing all the tech that goes with it, the pyrotechnics, everything. And he was just immensely complimentary about his staff and the way they managed to turn that around so fast. So that was really an amazing standout moment for him. It's nice to hear. You know, often you think of maybe party leaders and top tier politicians as being a little aloof or perhaps distant from the process that goes in behind making these things happen, but he really is super attentive to all of that stuff. Here's Dr. Alan Mendoza and friends. All right,
we're being
Dr.
filmed.
Alan Mendoza.
Hey.
Amazing. Let's come to you, Luke, because I spent time with you one day. So we spent some time.
So that's it. The conference ends with a marvellous rendition of the national anthem, something you don't get at other party conferences. They are too ashamed of the country to do anything like that. And now we joined the throngs of people who will doubtless be looking for the bar. And this is Mary. And she's joining. She's an old friend of mine, really old if you look at her.